Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we live right now. Welcome to the live reflections. Welcome in. We'll be talking about the first Hermetic principle,
all is mental,
or mentalism.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'll type something in here so I can pin that.
You trying to pin a comment?
Yeah, you gotta type something after. So like it has to be the second one up.
Oh, I never knew that. That's why I never could pin one. I always use to type a comment and not type one after. I'm thankful. I didn't know that. Alright, so anybody without the Christ on their name talking negativity in the room will get blocked immediately. Just heads up. We don't vibrate low in the room at all. It's not allowed. So if you don't have the Christ in your name, don't say anything, just listen. It's better for you to listen and get the information.
Fact.
Alright, so you wanna start off?
Yeah, we'll start off with that question. In Babylon, we are both 18, but
Yeah.
we are, in actuality, for pure consciousness. You can't measure pure consciousness.
Right. 0. Yeah, it's set up right.
I just don't want it to stumble. Alright, you want to start?
Yeah, alright, so the first Hermetic principle is that everything is mental. Mentalism. That's the topic, right? That's pretty much everything. Everything is pretty much thought. Everything, if you go within the atom, right, it's an electron, a neutron, and a proton, right? And within the neutron, right, it's pure consciousness. It's 99.99999% of just pure nothing, the quantum field of nothing. It's like it's consciousness. It's where thought comes from, right? And this whole reality is built off thought. Everything you see is a projection within your mind. Like right now, this phone, everything that you see was an idea first. It had to like be created. It was a thought first. We thought ourselves into existence just like everything else. Everything was an idea before it was made. Speak up. All right. So, is that just you? Can y'all hear me?
We good?
Right. Can y'all hear me?
You good?
Yeah.
We good.
Yeah. We just seeing if they can hear it, because someone said speak up, but I don't know if it's just them or is it me. All right, cool. Y'all can hear us clearly? Bet. So where was I? I was saying everything is thought, right? And everything was an idea before it was made. Just like you thought yourself into existence. This is literally a mental plane of existence. It's a domain.
It's holographic.
Right, exactly.
You got to look into the holographic universe.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to realize that everything you see outside, everything you feel outside, everything you hear outside
Is a projection of your mind. You know, your mind interprets the signals that come into you, that come to you. You only understand these. How can your mind interpret what is going on outside?
if it hasn't been outside.
Your mind interprets everything
And projects to you what you think you are
Right.
in every way.
in every shape. You live inside your mind and everything comes to inside of your mind. Meaning you live inside of your mind and everything around you is your mind. You are interpreting your mind right.
Facts. Everything is literally a reflection of you. Everything you see is being projected from your mind. Therefore, everything is mental. That's why it's the first Hermetic principle, because without knowing that, the rest of them wouldn't make any sense. They would make sense, but that's the most important one. That's the most essential one that you need to know, that everything is mental. Like, mentalism everything is thought based. That's why alright, so thank you. So basically, right, what was I about to say? I was on something. Oh, everything is thought based because we live in the mind of God, right? We're neuron cells. The Honorable Eligio the Christ, right? The Honorable Chief Eligio the Christ teaches us that we're in the body of God, right? We're neuron cells in the body of God. And he also teaches us that's why everything is thought based. That's literally why everything is thought based, because that's why we have nervous systems. We're nervous system cells in the mind of God, because the body is the mind and the mind is the soul. We're living in the body or mind of God. That's why we have nervous systems. That's why people say you get on my nerves. The Honorable Eligio the Christ teaches us that. Right, that's why everything is mental. We go deeper than everything is mental. Like the first Hermetic principle is deeper than that. You gotta understand that, reflection.
You gotta understand first that if you are in your mind and you are only interpreting signals, that you can control all that you see.
You can put out and get back something different, right?
Right.
The law of cause and effect.
What you put out has an effect.
Right.
And you live in your mind. So you're going to get the effect on your mind of what you put out. So if you're putting out negativity, if you're putting out bad thoughts, if you're putting out a bad frequency, what are you going to attract?
Bad, negative shit.
So you put out good thoughts, you put out good energy, and what? You build a great world, you build a happy and amazing, something beautiful.
Right.
And like Master Chief Eligio the Christ says, your attention is your money. So you gotta do that.
Nah, that's not our job today.
So what you put your attention on
manifests. You're living in your mind, so whatever you put your attention on, manifests into your reality. You are currently living out your thoughts that you thought before.
Right.
You wouldn't have this reality if you didn't think the way you thought.
Exactly. You put yourself in the situation you're in right now. You thought, if you look around, right? If you look around your immediate reality, right? Your immediate things that you see are your thoughts. That's literally what you're thinking. It's literally the direct reflection of your mind. Like, if you're in a room right now, you see everything in your room, or the room that's really inside your mind, it's your thoughts. It's everything that you're thinking. It's not. You can't point the finger at your situation like someone else did it to you. There's no one else to blame but yourself. Everything is mental. You put yourself in that situation based off your actions. The law of vibration, the stuff that is real. That, you know how in Babylon people say sayings that they really don't know like the deeper meaning behind, like, oh, I like your vibe or something like that, but they're talking about frequency, vibration, and energy. They don't even know it. All right, so what goes around comes around is one of those things that people like, they take it for granted. Like, it's real as fuck. Like, karma's real. It's not nothing to play around with. Like, it's so real that some people have immediate karma. Like, you can have instant karma. Like, it's so real. So what you put out, the negative thoughts and negative frequencies that you put out, it's a universal law that the residual of that must come back to you. Like, it's not nothing to play around with. You should not be saying negative things to others, or because truly on a deeper level, it's you. So you did it to yourself. There is no pointing the finger. There is no one to blame. You put yourself in a situation where it's just, you gotta learn how to be more positive, so then you won't attract negative things, people, places, and all these things that's gonna like hinder you from entering the kingdom of God, right? Knowing you're God. It's imperative you gotta understand that, right? So you can be more positive in your life.
So we know what the kingdom of God is, right? We know the kingdom. Kingdom is a domain and of God. God is nature. So
what is the kingdom of God?
The kingdom of God is constant communion on a
spiritual plane, on a mental plane
of thought.
Right. In constant communion with God.
In constant communion with nature.
Right.
And in order to
get to a frequency or get to the kingdom of God, you must match the frequency. And how do you match the frequency? you close out everything else that deters you or that breaks you off from that plane of thought or from that thought frequency. And
if you are in constant communion with God,
to be in constant communion with God, you must be in constant communication, in constant communion, or in constant communication with
what is here, you must be sacredly exchanging your energy with what you see, with nature.
And nature, God is
You just gotta copy.
Facts.
So I'm losing what the point of that was. My idea was in communication. When you're in communication with nature, authentic communication with nature, and all you care about is being in tune because the right thing is the right thing, then you'll see that you are ascending into a higher plane of thought, into a greater life.
Right.
You know, because you are everything.
the kingdom of the Christ consciousness knows that
I am you and you are me.
I am everything. It's the I am consciousness. And when one hits the I am consciousness, it feels.
It not only knows, it not only
Thinks, but it knows it by feeling and understanding that
I am everything.
And when you come to that
realization,
when you hit the Christ conscious,
you don't want to disobey
the laws of nature.
Right.
You don't want to disobey nature. You want to be in tune. You want to love it. You want to drop your pot on the earth because you know what it is. You know, when you understand what nature is, when you understand what you are, as you come to an understanding of yourself, you're going to want to know more. As I learn the technologies of my body, I want to know more about my environment. I want to know more about my life. Do I belong here? Why would I live in Canada if I belong in the tropics? You know what I'm saying? Like, all is mental. If I'm thinking, if I've thought myself into a plane of existence that is not conducive for my growth, what am I right now? What am I being? What am I being to the planet?
Right. At that point, you're playing as a Cancer. Like, if you match the frequency of a Cancer, that's what you're gonna project. Like, your immediate reflections, your immediate reality. If it's all just cancerous, negative things, then that's the plane of existence that you're on. That's the way you're thinking. Like, you're not gonna. Okay, if you're around negative people, right? You are that negative person. Like, on a deeper level, you attracted that negative person in your life. So it's not even any to get rid of that, right? To like get rid of like the negative people in your life, you gotta cut them off, right? And to get rid of the negative things, you gotta isolate it, and then you gotta study and you gotta know thyself, because then you're gonna start thinking better, right? You're just gonna start thinking clearly. There's gonna be no more subconscious programming and shit like that. You're gonna be thinking so clear that you're gonna attract the positive things in your life that you need. Like, all you have to do is match the frequency of the earth. That's really all you have to do. It's not that hard, but for some people it is because of their astrological energies, and I can see why. But they're here to show us that it's the wrong thing to do. So the right thing to do is to study thyself and know thyself and isolate, right? So then you can raise your frequency. Eat organic too. That's a big thing. So, and grounding is important as well. And everything is mental, and then you start attracting what you need in your life. And don't work for money. You can't serve God and money. That's another thing. You gotta. That's a terrible thing to do. That you're not gonna get anywhere like that. You're gonna situations gonna keep arising. What you gotta do is, right, you gotta isolate yourself, eat vegan, ground, get in constant communion with God, right, and have everlasting communion with Him in a spiritual state of mind, right. And you're going to match the frequency of the earth, and you're going to get all the things you need. You don't need to be sending out negativity or anything like that. Literally, you're God. You're God. You can do anything you want as long as you put your focus and attention to it. And the Honorable Eligio the Christ teaches about cosmic currency, right? And it's just focus and attention. That's it. I know it sounds like a little, but all you got, just focus. There's going to be things that's going to come your way, but focus, and you're going to match the frequency of the earth, and everything else will be added unto you once you go for the kingdom of God. Once you start serving earth and serving yourself and loving yourself, everything else will be added onto you. You don't need to worry about like any of that other shit, right? And all the positive will come in. Just stay away from negative ass people and places and things. Like, don't like, you are what you pay attention to. That's another thing. You are what you pay attention to. So, yeah, don't pay attention to negative things. It's terrible. You're going to attract that.
Yeah, I just want to say, don't be typing in the chat without the Christ on your name. Like, we're grateful for some of the energy that you put in here, but I see you've been vegan, you've been in our chats, you've been in Carbonation's chats before, but are you in the tropics? You ain't got the Christ on your name. Are you really following our message? Are you really listening to what we're saying?
Right.
Because I've seen you in here. But are you really listening to our message?
Block. Yeah, we warned you. So, continue.
Many people think, or many people see our information, and they're automatically deterred by maybe just the fucking advertisement. You understand that Snapchat, Instagram, all of this instant gratification has been created to deter you from what you really are, from nature. You know, Facebook does those studies on how can I grab this person's attention and put it more towards what I'm selling, my money, right? My McDonald's commercials, my Burger King my commercials, like my fast food, my garbage, my commercials. How do I get them to, because the commercials are what makes the money, right?
Right.
How do I get them to get away from this, get away from what their life is, and watch this? They spend money and money and money on studies, on scientific studies, and they just want to know, how do I get them to do this? They don't care about your health. They don't care about what you eat. They just care about money. You understand that? They just care about your energy. They just care about your focus. They're not putting it towards something good, but they want it so that they can make money. You give them all your energy, they get all the money they want, they get all the control they want. They now control your mind and your world. They control your world. If they control your mind, they control your world. They control what you see. They control what you feel.
Dinah Starks, you're blocked.
In fact, it's a social media platform. If you want to talk to Chief, you can message Chief. Not coming in, right?
No.
So, yeah, no, she got blocked. No. So, what I'm saying is, they control your attention. They pull you away from the message. When we give you the message and we give you the idea, you have to be able to. If you're really there to apply it, you'll apply it very fast. You'll catch on very fast. You know, if you walk in with an open mind and you say, "Yo, I'm really here for knowledge, and I'm just on the internet for knowledge." If you come to us with a pure mind, a pure heart and an empty cup, yo, you're gonna learn a fucking ton. You're gonna learn so much. You're gonna learn. Listen, if you've been programmed by Babylon, Babylon has given you life. Don't be typing in the chat without the Christ on your name. You're gonna get blocked. If you're in Babylon and you've been programmed by Babylon, you're still watching TV, you're still eating pizza, you're still doing all that shit, but you're like, I want to learn and I want to live the truth and I want to be what I naturally am.
It's never too late to get on the path, the righteous path. You know what I'm saying?
So if that's where you're at and you're like, I really want the truth, but you're in bullshit and your mind is currently bullshit, you click on Carbonation TV, Naked in the Jungle. Let's see, what are some of the basics? Get that rubber off your feet. Rubber's an insulator, right? Rubber's an insulator to electrical flow, to energy flowing. You are an electrical being. There's an electromagnetic field pulsing out of the earth. You step on that earth and you conduct that electricity. You are an electrical being. They have to keep poles outside, grounded to the earth, so that electricity can flow into your house. Aren't you more complex than all of that? Don't you use and utilize everything on this plane? Isn't this plane made for you? Isn't this environment made for you?
Right. You made it for yourself. You literally created this whole world. You're a parallel universe of me, God, right? You're a piece of me, right? And in your specific parallel universe that you created for yourself, it's all streaming. It's all stemming from what you're thinking and the residual of your past life. But it's already been written, all your decisions and everything. But it's the way you think. You can always change your frequency. You can always raise your frequency and come into the Christos, the Christ consciousness. The Honorable Eligio, the Christ teaches us that all you have to do is get in tune with nature, and then everything that you need will come to you.
Fact.
The law of the law of attraction.
Law of magnetism.
Right, but it's vibration. It's really the vibration that you send out, you get it back. So when people are unaware, right, and they're not conscious of sending out negative thoughts and negative frequencies into their universe. And then they wonder why negative things happen to them. This is the reason why a lot of people can't, or it's hard for them to get in tune, because they don't understand that they're God, right? So they do ungodly things, like send negativity out. Like, they don't know that everything is them, so they don't treat others as they would treat themselves. So they send out negative stuff, and it comes right back to them. That boomerang effect is serious. It comes back, and this is what hinders a lot of people. Like,
That's how you know they're GMO.
right, and we can't blame them, because they are what they eat. They're a product of their environment. Like, epigenetically speaking, your environment is who you are. Like, if you're in Babylon, you're Babylon. And if you're in a tumor, you're Cancer, because on a fractal level, we're just cells in the body of God, and Babylon is really a tumor, and everyone in Babylon are really Cancer cells. And they're genetically modified, because all organisms are made from organs, and then the organs are made from proteins, and the proteins are genomes, and like the genomes are really DNA, which is information, which is genetically modified from the food you eat and the environment that you're in.
Right.
Now let's just say all of the humans now, let's say hypothetically they came out and they couldn't reproduce. Wouldn't you know that there was something wrong with them? If men came out and their semen was, if men came out as infertile, right? They couldn't fertilize the egg. I hope I use that in the right way. If men couldn't reproduce, or women couldn't reproduce, they were coming out of a laboratory. Let's say the men and women were coming out of laboratories and they couldn't reproduce. They looked exactly the same. Maybe they looked a little prettier. Maybe they looked a little better. Maybe they looked like people. They sounded like people. If these people couldn't reproduce, you would know that there's genetic modification. You would know that this isn't real. This isn't organic. You would know that there's something wrong with them. But let's go towards the food. Let's look at our food nowadays, because you know that if the food is in your supermarket without the seed, it's a GMO. What does organic mean? Comes from living matter. So if there's only a small organic section, and only a small percentage of those people are eating from the organic section, what does that mean? That every other being that you're seeing out there is artificial.
Facts.
Is created by the lower self. Is created to... That is the AI of this world. It is playing out thoughts automatically that it doesn't understand. It doesn't understand itself. So it's going against the plane. It's going against what it is. It's a GMO. It has damaged genes. It has damaged information. It is a damaged cell going against the flow of the universe. When you wear rubber on your feet, and you insulate your connection, and you cut your hair, and you consciously get sprayed by chemtrails and just don't care, or
What you're sending out into the universe at that point is that you don't love yourself. And at that point, you're going to get that back. And that's why you have certain situations that feels like hell, and because you're in a hell state of mind. That's why when you don't love yourself, it sends it out into the universe, and then it comes back. And certain things or situations might play out. It has to play out to where it's going to show you that you don't love yourself, but in reality, it's trying to show you yourself, right? Everything is you. So the situation that's trying to show you that you don't love yourself is really trying to show you that you're God, and you're supposed to love yourself. But most people get caught up in the subjectivity of the situation, like the feelings, like, oh, I don't, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, get caught up in their emotions, and they don't look at what happened, and they don't take, like, when they take an L, right, they don't look at it as a lesson. They take it as a loss instead of a lesson. When it's truly trying to help you, your universe is happening for you, not to you. So even in your fucked up situation, right, it's only trying to show you that you're God and tell you to love yourself. Like, you're only going to love, you can only get what's best for you if you love yourself. You're not going to get anywhere in life if you don't love yourself. You might think you are. You might be in a state of mind where you think successful is like Babylon successful, like getting money and whatnot, and you don't actually know that you're perpetuating a system that's destroying yourself that you're a part of. But you'll see in the end, like, we're here to help. Like really Carbonation and the Honorable Eligio the Christ, what he teaches us is really just to help humanity. Like, we're not your enemy. The fact that we're telling you that everything is mental is trying to explain to you. Oh yeah. Oh, you ready for the?
I got the photos of her saying that shit and killing it.
Who?
The girl said that she come on, you ready?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. Oh, you
we
live?
right. Yeah, we live. Yeah, fact.
Oh, the girl just went.
Oh,
I didn't know y'all was live.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
You good?
Hey, nah, cause I was gonna give y'all the photos.
I can get the photos right now.
Just went live with Farrah talking about she was 16. I was sending her all this stuff. Man, like,
Let me see. Send me the photo. I got the airdrop. I got the airdrop open.
you got the airdrop?
I was
trying to put y'all on. Y'all gotta filter it through photo grid.
All right. I'm
You
thankful.
get
I'm trying to
love
help
myself.
humanity. Yeah. You know, people just that right there was a perfect example, right? Someone just went live with Young Pharaoh, and they're sending out negativity, like it's not gonna come back to them. Like what the hell? How like that?
Don't even do that.
All right, so it's like, whoa, are y'all not even listening? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people are so all right. Carbonation is a small elite few, right? The rest of the world is so ignorant. Like, yeah, I can't have mundane conversations with like anybody in Babylon. That shit's irritating. Like, I'm only talking to the people that can hear the message, right? And the people that can hear the message is the people that's gonna apply the knowledge, right? Like, this topic about everything being mental and just not putting out negativity into your universe is only for a few people to understand and apply it to their life. I'm talking to you because that's what matters. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else, it doesn't matter. If you don't have the Christ on your name, then I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to everyone in the room that has the Christ on the name. Like, you, Savannah, gotta go. I'm sorry. But yeah, stop sending out negativity into your universe. It's only going to come back to you, and you're going to take hella lessons. And if you keep doing that, you're going to end up eventually reincarnating. You know what I'm saying? That's as simple as that. You know what I mean?
You gotta understand now, Carbonation is speaking a lot about dis-ease right now because for some reason the public believes that our chief, us, as a tribe, as a group of people, are at dis-ease. But what is dis-ease? Dis-ease, right? We live in our natural environment. We have minimized the stress. Your stress, all the stress that most people in Babylon know, comes from work, comes from bad family communication. You know, like lack of energy flowing. What is Carbonation doing? Carbonation is in tune and at ease,
Right.
in tune with nature and at ease. We eat a vegan diet because we know the effects of what that meat does to your body, what those animal products do to your body. You are not supposed to be drinking the pus of another animal. You are not supposed to be drinking Coca-Cola. You are not supposed to be eating genetically modified food. You are a product of your environment. And if you really want to be honest, if you really want to go deep depth, if you really want to talk about it, if we're at disease, what are you at? What are you at in Babylon? Because we made it to our natural environment. We're detoxing from what you are. We're detoxing from everything that you taught us.
Right.
And we're at the best we've ever felt. We're at our natural, pure state.
Yo, it's literally impossible for us to have a dis-ease, bro. It's like no sound. Does everyone have sound? Can everyone hear us?
I won't believe. I won't believe.
I was just about to say that. I was like,
if you ain't got Christ on your name, I
Right.
don't believe you. Keep going.
someone else. No, someone got the little ear emoji. You know what I'm saying? Meet
Right.
God the Christ. I see you. Is our sound okay? Can you hear us? Give us a thumbs up or some shit. You know what I'm saying? We would appreciate it. We know there's like a lag, so like it's gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? Like a delay. You know what? Just for YouTube purposes, we gonna continue, you know what I'm saying? Because that pause right there is fuck it, you know what I mean? So basically what I was saying was, it's impossible. If you don't have the Christ in your name, please don't talk or just listen.
No, please, just don't talk in
You
the
know what
room.
I'm saying? Right.
Don't talk in the room.
I said please because I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather you get the information and, like, apply it to your life rather than getting blocked. But it's up to you, you know what I'm saying? It's already written. But what I was saying was, right, it's impossible for us to have dis-ease. It's really impossible. We eat the most healthiest foods on the planet. We have the B6 diet, which is the healthiest diet on the planet. We're alkaline as fuck. We're grounded all the time. Our cells are in constant communion with God. There's no way we can have a dis-ease. And besides, HIV is a hoax. It's straight up, it's a hoax. Like, I don't even want to get into that. We're going to get into that later. The download right now is everything. Right. You know what I'm saying? Everything is mental, right? You know what I'm saying? Just to give y'all just a little sneak peek, you are what you believe you are. If you believe you have HIV, if you believe you have a dis-ease, you're going to have a dis-ease. If you're stressed out, your body's going to create motherfucking proteins, right? And those proteins, what people test for in HIV and stuff like that, are normal stress proteins, my nigga. It's not what you think it is. It's, you know what I mean? But the fact that you believe in it is going to cause you to have that dis-ease. But if you don't believe in it and you actually take the time to research and know what it is and know that and study the first Hermetic principle that everything is mental, you'll understand that there's no way HIV can exist.
You can even look up science, because, you know, these are principles, these are laws, these are ideas. But you can look up science to find this, all with proof, with tested. We speak the truth.
Objectively.
The objective truth. But if you want modern day science, you have that too. Because we feel the truth, we understand the truth, and then we articulate it to you. You know what I'm saying? And then we use science, your science.
To back it up.
In your world, to back up exactly what we're saying.
Right.
Your world knows exactly what we're saying is true, but can't understand and interpret it. You have to come to us to understand and interpret it. Because we're the only ones that get it. You just map it out so that we can say it to you. So we can articulate it clearly to you.
We sound far. They said we sound far away. We will speak a little louder then. So what he was saying was,
check it out. Take the case out. I cracked my phone the other day a little bit.
oh shit, yo, what's the name card?
Wi-Fi.
I look good.
Let's wait for some reflections to get back in the room. Back in the room.
But yeah, we're gonna keep building on everything that's mental though. Everything is mental part 2. You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna click that together? Or are you gonna do something? You can't mess them together.
We'll see what's good when time comes. Welcome back. Just joined the room. We are about to start back up. This is a mental plane. Hermetic principle part 2. Mentalism part 2. We are back in business.
Alright, back. Another disclaimer, because we started up another live. If you don't have the Christ on your name, you're going to get blocked if you say anything. I don't care what it is. We really don't care what it is. If you don't have the Christ on your name, just listen. You know what I mean? This knowledge is very valuable. The Honorable Master Chief, Eligio of the Christ, always drops dimes, always giving jewels. If you don't have the Christ on your name, you should see, like, you're out of here, man.
I'm from the sun. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? I'm from the sun.
And so are you. But yeah, he's always dropping dimes and jewels.
Yo,
Very grateful.
you got O Cristo on your name. I'll let that one message slide to give you the opportunity to get the Christ on your name. No bullshit, no KRST or no Cristo. The Christ. I love myself, yo. All is mental. Everything you're putting out into this plane is coming back to you. There is one consciousness. You are that one consciousness. You are bound to hit those thoughts again if you build that on the external reality. If you build in your place to stay, if you build something, you are bound to encounter it again. What are you going to do? Spend your entire life avoiding it, not confronting your demons? You have negative thoughts, you must confront them. You must confront your demons.
Right. Facts. So don't say negative shit here. You're not about to impose your demons here because we got to get that shit out of the room immediately. We do not play that shit here at all. We do not vibrate low at all. Because listen, right? Listen to this, all right? When you say bullshit or anything like that's not relevant to what we're talking about, everything is mental. If you're not trying to build on that, if you're not responding to what we say in a way that's like to help and build, right? When someone else reads it, right? Their subconscious reads it as well, and their subconscious doesn't know right from wrong. It just tastes. It's what you're not conscious of, right? You're programming people's fucking subconscious when you put out negativity. And when you put out something, right, that's irrelevant, right? Like, no, you can't ask questions if you don't have the Christ in your name. We're not giving our energy to anything like that. No questions, honestly. I'm sorry. No.
If you don't have the Christ in your name, you're not. You can ask questions. Questions are allowed in this chat, but only for the Christ conscious.
Right.
You can only ask high vibrational questions.
Right.
You can only have high vibrational thoughts on this plane of thought.
Exactly, right? So when someone's subconscious reads the comment, right, it's either, if you don't have the Christ in your name, right, it's either going to be some negative like comment, right, and it's going to program their subconscious, right, plain and simple, or it's going to play as a distraction to what we're saying about everything is mental. You're not going to be saying, can I ask a question? What do you like? Where you from? Like, fuck all those questions. Let's get on the knowledge. Like, we're gonna, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So, with that being said, right? Everything comes from your thoughts. So, what you focus on, right? What you focus on has to manifest. You're always gonna want to put out positive energy into your universe so you can receive that back. It's only self-love. You gotta know that everything is you. So, when you put out positivity into your universe, your specific universe, you start like saying you love yourself and just really mean it and study yourself, because love is really understanding. It's not like love, like people fuck up.
Like you can see in here, we got this guy who's got the Christ on his name, but he's typing self with an SELF. You know, so how can you be listening to our message? What are you doing? You got to have self on your name. You know why we type self?
Right, that's a subconscious thing.
Yeah, we type self because SELF means nothing. It is irrelevant. You are taught to identify yourself as SELF.
Right. When it's truly S, it's not S. It's CELLF because we're cells in the bond of God.
In the body of God. And you know that you're made up of trillions of cells. And each and every single cell knows that it's for your body. Each and every single cell that is working for your body.
Hello. Yeah, we're not about to continue until we get these demons out of the room. We don't mess with demons.
We don't need insulators. As I was saying, each and every single cell that is working for the body knows that it's working for a greater cause. So all of those cells in that body know that you are God. They treat you as God. But then they know that if they honor you, if they honor their God, their higher self, then they are honoring themselves and they are exalting themselves. You know, so when I come here and I live in tune with the jungle and people call me stupid and people call me crazy and they say all of these things, I am exalting myself. I'm pushing myself forward because I recognize and I honor the fact that I am a cell on Earth in the universe. I am a mind inside of a mind inside of a mind. So I call myself self, and I identify as my place and position on the plane in the universe, and I build on that because I get through greater levels of consciousness when I honor my higher self.
Right. So don't spell SELF, self. It's CELLF. That's what we were talking about. See how the universe works? See how the universe put that in the chat room right after we just explained about subconscious? It's crazy. It's divine like that, right?
You're a mind inside of a mind, huh?
Right. Man, we're going to continue though, right? This is why you must focus on all positivity, right? This is why you must put your energy towards things that only better you. This is why you got to cut off everything that no longer serves you, whether it be children, whether it be family members, which are truly just people that you don't even relate with anymore. They're not just biological. They're people you ported through, right?
And we look real young. We look real young, real fresh to the plane. But don't think that we didn't give anything up too. Don't think that we didn't give something up too, because we made those sacrifices. We're sure because we made those sacrifices.
Facts. So this is why you gotta cut off everything that no longer serves you, because it's only gonna perpetuate negativity in your life and things that say you don't love yourself, and the universe is gonna steady send that to you because you send it to yourself. So, right, this is why you only focus on people, right, and places and things. First, focus on yourself, right? And once you focus on yourself and isolate yourself, and focus on getting out of the tumor that you're in, right? And focus on getting out of the cancer cell that you're in.
Right. If you're in the cancer and you say, I want to be in tune with nature, you seek that nature, you seek that kingdom of God and righteousness, all of those things that you're looking for, all of those things that you need shall come to you, shall be done unto you.
But only if you mean it and you don't, and you keep your focus, because you got to use your cosmic currency to do that. Because I know a lot of people focus on getting money to like leave Babylon, which in reality that's the wrong thing to do. You should be focusing on yourself, and everything else will be added unto you. The kingdom of God is within. You know what I'm saying? Right. The kingdom of God is a domain. Everything without is within. Everything external is really internal, right?
If you focus on that money and you take your attention off the kingdom of God, because you know that money is not the kingdom of God. That money is the lower self. If you focus on the kingdom of God, that money will come to you. That money vibrates lower than the kingdom of God. When you enter the kingdom of God and you truly make it, all of those lower vibrational things will fall into place.
Right, exactly. So basically, right, everything is mental. And just like, because we're only here to help, right? That's our main purpose, is to collect the elite, right? And convict the weak, right? So what you want to do is just to manifest, right? It's very simple, right? First thing you got to do, right? Everything is mental. The power of the mind is amazing. Everything is mental. What you got to do is you got to pick what you want to manifest, right? That's the first thing. And then put your focus and energy towards it. Don't worry about what you don't have yet. Like, say if you want to manifest
a Cabela tent.
A tent, right? I was just thinking that. Say if you want to manifest a tent, right? Don't focus on the money. Focus on putting yourself in a position to receive what you need, and don't think about anything else. Don't think about what you don't have. Like, don't think about, oh, how am I going to get the tent? Because that's where you fuck up.
Right.
Where you want to be at is, I'm going to get the tent because I said I'm going to get the tent, and it has to happen. That's how you manifest it. That's literally, you're getting blocked. Stephanie, I'm sorry. Get out. That's how you manifest it, and you got to focus your energy on it, and don't stop thinking about it until it gets there. And small things first, right? And like, I can give you an example. I remember when I was in Babylon, right? I was like, oh, first thing I'm gonna get is a tent. No, I take that back. I said first thing I'm gonna get is a solar panel, right? Because I had already got my tent. I had already bought my passport. I was ready to go. I was like, only thing I need is a solar panel, right? So this is what I did. I was like, I need a solar panel, right? So I was like, all right, I'm about to go to Costa Rica. I bought a one-way ticket to Costa Rica. Right before I bought a one-way ticket to Costa Rica, a reflection hit me up like, yo, I'm going to Costa Rica too. I have a solar panel. I'm like, wow, I can't believe that shit, like, I didn't worry about anything. I was just like, I'm going to get the solar panel. I don't know how it's going to come, though. That's how you got to think. You can't think about, oh, how I'm going to get the solar panel. No, it's I'm going to get the solar panel. And guess what? It came. And the one-way ticket got canceled because you can't leave the States on the one-way because the cancer wants you to come back. So then this is another thing. I can even go on, right? I lost all the money. Like, I lost all the money, right? It was a one-way ticket to Costa Rica. It was non-refundable. I lost it all, right? I was like, I'm going to get that money back, and I'm going to go to here, where I'm at now. I'm going to go with my chief, right? Because I was going to go to Costa Rica alone and just experience Costa Rica and didn't come here.
And I did that. And I went there. That's not the move.
Right. It's right. Costa Rica, not the move, right? So I lost all the money, right? And it was non-refundable. Like, a week or two later, I'm like, oh, shit, you can't leave the States on a one-way. Found it out, right? I'm like, all the money's gone. All right, bet. I'm going to get that money back. I started taking steps towards it. I'm like, we are zero. Our age is Pisces. Because that's the age we're in. We're Pisces. We're actually in Babylon years what you would call 18, but it's really, we're really not 18. We're souls. We're energy. It's infinite. You know what I'm saying? We can't. There's no age. You know what I'm saying? But you even saying that is a distraction. Me even explaining that to any is a distraction. So you're blocked.
And for that Costa Rica thing I just said, it's not don't go to Costa Rica. It's go to the jungle. Go with your tent. Go with your solar panel and just go experience nature. It's anywhere in the tropics of Cancer and Capricorn. Costa Rica's clean. Costa Rica's outside of the big city, outside of that main city, it's jungle. And I was saying I went there when I knew I had family here. You know, you have family out there waiting for you, and all you have to do is proclaim the kingdom.
Right.
And all you have to do is seek that kingdom of God, and all of these things shall be done unto you. Everything you need, the universe knows exactly what you need, and it's going to test you all along the way. You think you're great, you think you're amazing, you think that you're going to perfect this path, you think it's going to be easy, the universe is going to throw pebbles at you, and you're going to laugh, and you're going to think, I'm overcoming this, I'm getting through this. And then as you progress, and as you're subconsciously overcoming your demons, as you're reprogramming, as you're getting on the knowledge, and you're doing, and you're growing, and you're growing, and you're breaking all of these barriers, and you're getting to the greater plane of thought.
Right.
The universe is going to take the rest of what is left, your subconscious, and it's going to throw it in your face, and it's going to say, is this pretty girl going to make you break everything?
Right.
Is this for you? Which world is for you? Pick and choose your world. It's going to give you the option. And all you have to do is say, I don't want that spirit anymore. I want the truth. I want growth. I want out of Babylon, and I will make any sacrifice for it.
Right. You just got to focus. That's really all you have to do. Focus on what's important, which is the kingdom of God, and proclaim it with enthusiasm. I am God. I am light. There is no, I want money, I want this, I want that. No, my nigga, I want to save my soul. I want to secure my soul, not the bag. I don't want to secure the bag. Fuck the bag. The bag comes from nature. I'm going to nature. Fuck you talking about.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the source. I don't need my shit resourced.
Right, so to bring it back to what we were talking about before, how everything is mental, and all you have to do is focus to manifest what you want, right? After I lost all the money, I said I'm going to get it back. So I started taking steps towards it. And it was small-ass steps. I just knew I was going to get it back. It was small-ass steps. I literally went like this. I was like, okay, how can I get this money back? I'm going to put myself in a position to where I can get all that money back, right? I was writing down information, right, to apply for unemployment, right? I was just writing down the information. I didn't even call, nothing like that. I was just writing down the information so I could call, so I could get in a position to receive the money, right? The very next day, right, I got all the money back. Literally, I got all the same exact amount. I got it back, and I'm explaining how, right? It worked in a crazy way. My Babylon mother called my Babylon godmother, and my Babylon godmother called the airline that I bought the ticket from in Costa Rica, and she did some type of, I don't know how she did it, but she got the money back, right? And I was not even worried about that money. I was worried about getting to the tropics. I was like, I'm going to get the money. I'm going to get it to the tropics. I'm about to take these steps, right? I'm going to get the money back because I said I was going to get it back. And as soon as I started taking steps, the universe took like 15 back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like shit was crazy. Like, that's how the universe works. You got to trust in the universe. You got to take the invisible steps of the universe because all is mental. You just got to focus.
Right. Like, you want to keep going?
Yeah, you just got to focus. It's like you just put your attention towards something, which is your energy, which is your true cosmic currency. Just focus on what you need, and everything else will be added unto you. It's so fucking simple. It's just people are scared to take those invisible steps because they have no faith in their self.
Right.
They are God. They don't. People can say Lord, Lord, but they won't enter the kingdom of God. They can say they're God, but they don't truly. That's the prophecy of Isaiah. Like you're forever hearing but not perceiving. You can hear the message, but you don't believe in the message enough to where you can quit your job, cut off everything that hinders you because energy can only be transformed. You know nothing is actually lost, right? And apply the knowledge. You would rather just say Lord, Lord, I'm God, this, that, and third, but not actually apply it. And then that's why. Go ahead.
Right, like you can put the Christ on your name, but if you're not in nature, what does that mean to you? You can fake it and you can put up all this phony bullshit, but that's the internet. What happens when you interact with people in real life? Are you still proclaiming the kingdom of God? Is the Christ still like a second account that's like hidden from the rest of your world? I spoke that shit into my existence. I let everybody who I thought I related to at that school that I went to, I let them see that I'm the Christ. You know, that looks crazy in their world. I'm the Christ. I'm proclaiming the kingdom of God. I'm doing the right thing. I'm not working for that system. I'm not going to school. That system at the time thought I had herpes. They thought that I had herpes. They thought I was at disease when I was the only one. I was the purest, truest one at that time out of those people. I knew that I had to be here. I was taking my knowledge and I was applying it. I was the only one moving forward. I was the only one developing. So I ain't gonna be sticking around. They're not gonna realize and understand me. I'm moving. I'm doing my thing. I'm growing. I'm consistent. They're stagnant. They're stuck. They can't even interpret what I'm saying. They can't even interpret. I knew even if I wasn't going to school, I dropped out of high school, but I knew I was gonna do something big. I knew that I'm gonna just do something. I was always working. I was always building. I was always creating. I was always doing something that everybody else wasn't. And I was always trying to take it to the next level. I was always on the shit that nobody had heard of yet, that nobody had seen. And now look at what happened. All of that knowledge, all of the things that I worked on in silence paid off. Now I'm here. Now I'm in the jungle. Now I live in tune with my body. Now I live in tune with life. Now I realize, recognize, and realize that I'm God.
Right. Everything is mental. It's not a joke. It's really all mental. Like, I know people are scared for like money and stuff like that and cutting off people. But in reality, the Honorable Master Chief Eligio the Christ teaches us about soul families, right? And we come from stars. We're cosmic beings, right? When you cut off the people that you portaled through and the people that were on your frequency but you outgrew, your soul family, your real actual family, the people that you relate to, the people that's on your actual frequency are going to attract to your life magnetically. Magnetism. It's mental. You're going to attract them, which are reflections of you in a parallel universe, experiencing you and them simultaneously, but your soul together. It's a soul family. It's literally a soul family, right? That's why you got to cut off all the people and places and things that you think are actually your family or your friends or things that you love. You don't know. What you want to do is you want to cut them off, isolate, get in tune with nature, and then everything else will be added unto you and proclaim the kingdom. And your soul family will magnetically attract to you. You block her, yeah.
I don't need anything in my subconscious that ain't the Christ.
Facts. If you don't have the Christ in your name, you're getting blocked. Just listen. If you don't have the Christ in your name, just listen. This is information that you should apply to your life. This is not something you should be
tampering with. It's the truth.
Insulating. Right. You shouldn't be insulating this.
Don't try to translate it in your form. Take it as we say it. And realize that if it hurts, it hurts. Take it and move on and try. You ain't gonna die. You just need this. You need this in this form because this is the authentic human being in its natural life, in its natural environment.
Yo, it's just like, whoa. I don't understand how some people still don't get it. It's so simple to understand. I don't get why people...
Empty your cup.
Right, that shit's crazy to me. Yeah, you tired of being lonely in this walk? Yo,
we ain't lonely.
Right.
We ain't lonely.
You're never truly alone.
Facts. You gotta walk on your own to find out if you're really worthy of the journey.
Right.
I didn't think I was lonely. I always knew. I got on here and I professed the kingdom of God. I proclaimed the kingdom of God.
Proudly.
Facts. And I was happy. And I knew that if I wasn't happy, there was something going on in my own psyche. That there's something I had to change. And what happened? Every single time I overcame it. Every single time I built over it. And I changed it. I rearranged it. And what happened? I met up with family. I found real family that thinks like me. That feels... That understands that you can't bottle it up. You will only get to your frequency, to your family, if you do it on your own first.
Right. You gotta walk out on the invisible steps first, and then you'll meet your soul family. It's not like, you know what I'm saying, the situation that you're in, you put yourself there. You know what I'm saying? Is that program? Yeah. Why don't you get out the room, man? How about that?